Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
LiveAllGood Health Coaching, and we are joined by Lee Grigsby once again. Pleasure to have you here live on Zoom and also on our podcast. How's it going today?
I'm good, Jill. How are you? It's good to be here with you on Tuesday again.
Well, thank you again. I apologize. I'm a little under the weather, so I'm a little hoarse. So that leaves you
No
to do most of
problem.
the talking.
I think I can cover that.
I think you
cover
can. Well, for people that don't know you yet, please say hello and introduce yourself, Lee. Tell us about what you do.
that. Absolutely. So if anyone hasn't been on the last couple episodes, I am Lee Grigsby. I'm health and life coach and founder of LiveAllGood Coaching. Everything ranging with health coaching from weight loss and overall diet, balanced diet, life coaching. There's so many topics around life coaching, but really about communication, also about mindset, and so many things that come along with that. So,
Yeah. And just to point out, where are you located exactly?
yeah, so
DC?
I'm in Washington, D.C.,
Mhm.
but the location does not stop me.
No, it doesn't.
No, I do a lot of work remotely and have connections and work with people all around the world. So,
And it's liveallgood.com. Again, liveallgood.com to get more information to start living your extraordinary life. Is that what it was?
absolutely.
Extraordinary
Absolutely.
lifestyle. Yeah. Okay. Good.
It's that little extra, right? That little
It
extra.
is.
That's what
So
it is.
what did you have in mind for us today on today's show? What did you want to share with our listeners in particular?
Sure. Well, I don't know if you remember how we start, but we will start again with what has worked well
Yep.
over the last week. So I went first last time, so it's your turn. You'll go first this time.
Well, I've been under the weather. I have a 4 and 6-year-old who had bad ear infection. So my week wasn't so good. They were home from school for 2 days. I've been working 2 jobs. Yeah. So I've been a little extra tight now with the sickness, but I still have a little bit of a positive mindset, a little bit, not as much as I had because I'm a little bit out of it now.
Sure,
But
sure.
I felt good because I got something done for myself this weekend. I got to organize and clean the house a little bit, and I feel good because
I love it.
it's like the weight is lifted after, the week and not be able to go
Sure.
and clean the kids' rooms and organize and put laundry away. It feels good. I don't know if it's a girl thing, but it's just an organizational thing that makes me feel better. And so I take that away from my weekend and I feel accomplished that I got to organize the house. Really.
That is amazing. Actually, you know what? I want to roll with this for a second.
All right,
If you don't mind, right?
No, not at all.
That is a critical piece that I actually start with clients at first session we ever start with. Call it clearing the clutter, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying you had clutter in your house, but
I still have clutter. It's true, but I'm working on it. I have to.
Whoa, no, we always work. It's the ongoing thing, right?
Yes.
Here's why it's important though. When you are able to clear a physical space, right? Whether it's a table, desk, you put stuff away, it not only you open up the space physically, but it opens up space mentally. So that way you are able to start working on something new and there's space for that new thing to be there. Because if you don't let go of or clear the clutter from the old thing, there's no space for anything new to go in.
Yeah. And no room. Literally, I packed away like 2T, 3T clothes, and I have bins of clothes. I have bags that I'm donating, but then I have bins that are going to the attic. And then I'm thinking, wait, Jill, you have baby clothes in the attic and bins since they're babies. And now you're going to add 2T, 3T. Do I really need it? I need to let it go. It's like a hoarding problem. And I think I'll feel much better if I let it go. Am I really going to miss it? And I keep saying, well, if I have another kid, I'll have the clothes. Will I ever really use them? So,
well, you can always get more, right, from other people who are getting rid of the baby clothes. Here's the thing too, right? With letting go. And I was going to mention this at the end, and I'll touch on it again later. A lot of people think it's all or nothing, right, Jill? A lot of people think it's all or nothing. Let me offer you this. Go through the clothes and pick 2 of your favorite outfits that really mean something.
That
right?
I remember in a certain picture, it was the picture with
Absolutely.
Santa or yes. Okay. The cute
Absolutely.
little, okay.
So pick 2
Yeah, I don't
and
need all that.
and then let the rest go. That way, that's a great balance. That's a great compromise.
Yeah.
But you still are able to let go of what you don't need.
Yeah. And I could even take pictures of some of the stuff.
So I will.
Or is that cluttering? Or is that cluttering?
No, that's even better. No, pictures, right? I had to do the same thing when I first started training, and we've gone way on a tangent, but I love it. This is important. When I first started training, that was one of the things that I had to learn, was to let go. I had trophies from, it was in the sports, right? I had trophies from when I was 14. Okay. Even younger. Trophies on trophies. I don't have space. I don't have a trophy case. Can't put them anywhere. I was like, what am I going to do? And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I've got all of this digital storage. Cloud this, cloud that, right?
Yeah.
I took pictures of every one of the trophies. And then I tossed them out.
Amazing.
Took them to the dumpster. But that's the point, right? It's not the physical thing that the memory is tied to.
Yeah.
It's not the physical thing. So now if I want to I can go through, find the pictures like, oh yeah, I remember that. Or I remember when I bowled a 275. Well, no, it was like 260, but so that's the thing. The physical, you have to let go of stuff in order to keep moving forward, in order to keep opening space for growth. That's how it works.
Well, thank you for that advice. And
absolutely.
So now what do you want to share? Tell me about you.
Well, I will say what has worked well for me this week. Some seeds that I planted, some business seeds, are finally starting to grow after better part of a year, maybe two. But it's good to see that. And so it literally like popped out of the dirt this week.
Congrats.
So that's a good thing. And I put on jeans the other day. I know, and folks, everybody's like, that's a little thing. But, I'm not a jeans type person anyway. I was like, you know what? Let me put a pair of jeans on. Let's see how that works. And hey, they fit very well. So
great.
That works.
Congrats. How do they feel? The truth is, can I tell you the truth?
Absolutely.
I don't like jeans that much. They hurt. They're just like a hard fabric. And even my kids, they wear, we call them squishy pants, like just cotton pants. I can't, it's so funny because I had a dress on this morning when I had to work in television. Now, when I got to the studio, I have black leggings on. I feel more comfortable and flexible. If I have jeans on, I feel so tight and rigid.
You feel stiff. Yeah. You feel like
it does suck in my stomach. And I'm like, I don't like the feeling. It's too tough. It makes me think too much about how uncomfortable I am. So, okay. But you like your jeans, you finish them. You're feeling good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's probably the only pair, but hey, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So that's what's working.
Congrats. So eating well and doing well.
Absolutely. And, and obviously like we talked last week about that, right? Diet is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
That is definitely on. Oh, I guess I should mention, I did complete a half marathon this weekend.
That's huge.
And I finished 11 minutes faster than I did 2 years ago.
Wow. Congratulations.
So
where was the marathon?
It was here in DC.
Okay.
Here in DC.
Congrats.
Yeah. So it kind of goes around the city.
Oh my gosh. I'm just curious, how long is a half marathon? How many?
13.1 miles, or for our metric, listeners, 21K, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. We had the New York City Marathon in town, and I watch it. I could never do it. I lost so many coworkers and friends, everyone grouping together to do it. And by the end of the training, before it even happens, we always lose half the team for injury. So I'm like, I can watch it.
It's a real deal.
I'm like, I'm a good watcher. Good. Well,
I don't know if I'll ever get to the marathon stage, but never say never. I can tell you, I never thought I'd reach half marathon. So there's that.
Perfect. Well, good, Lee. Thanks for inspiring us with the positive talk and always looking for the good in what we're doing. And we should highlight that because we don't so often. Yeah.
That is so important. Always looking for, we're so conditioned to really look for what we don't do well or what we need to improve.
Yeah.
What didn't work. And having a positive mindset is not about, everything is perfect. Perfect doesn't exist.
True.
There's no such thing as perfect.
True.
But having a positive mindset is about, always looking at what's working. And when something does go wrong, you don't dwell on it. You address it. You see what can change so that it doesn't happen again. And then you let it go and move on. But you don't dwell there. You don't dwell there. Man.
Wow. All right. So let's not dwell. Let's move on and be focused and positive. And what do you have in mind for the mental state today?
So I want to share a story. This is about how I became a bike commuter. Okay. But I want to, it hit me the other day because it kind of illustrates the small steps you have to take in order to get where you may not even have thought you will get. Okay. So we're going back about 9 years ago. I knew that I wanted to get back into better shape. Had some leg injuries, that kind of thing. So running even wasn't on the plate at that time. But I was like, okay, I still got to go to work. It's 4 or 5 miles away, not that big a deal. Okay, let me try one of these rental bikes. Rented a bike, got to work. I was like, oh, that's pretty easy. No big deal. But then I started thinking, okay, well, I can't pay $7 each way. That's gonna, by the time I start paying that every time I go to work, I'll be broke.
Yeah, it's like to go to New York City and back, my tolls, it's about $20 a day. Do the math. It's a lot.
I can only imagine, right? So I started thinking, I'm like, well, okay. And again, right, remember earlier I said everybody thinks it's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. So it's not all or nothing. So I started and I was like, okay, what can I do? I don't have the money to buy like a brand new bike at the time. What can I do? And I was like, oh, you know what? Let me look up used bike shops, right? That's a good way to start. Because if I ride this rental bike 5-6 times, that's cost of a used bike. Okay. So I look up used bike shop, get a bike that fits me really well, good to go. I think I purchased like the chain to lock it up and maybe a few lights because there were times where I would work either early in the morning and it's dark or late at night. Got the used bike, riding that. Then I thought, oh, because my daughter was young at the time. She was like 3, I think. Like, all right, let me get a bike seat, right? That because we're a 1-car family. Yep. So, let me get a bike seat. That way I can take her around, do what you got to do. So one day I'm ready to take her to summer camp and I'm devastated because the bike is gone. It is a thing. The bike theft happens. But I want to mention that I had a part to play in this because I did not have a lock on the gate and I did not lock my bike. It was just out I'm not saying it's right for someone to take that, but I had a part to play in that. Oh. Okay. So anyhow, we, first bike stolen. To talk to my wife about it, was like, man, I can't believe that. I don't know. She was like, well, what can we do? And I was like, I'm not even sure I have money to buy another used bike. Well, let's just see what we could do. Okay. Bought another used bike. Okay. A little bit more expensive than the first one, but bought another used bike. This time bought like outside storage. Tried to do better with, okay, let's put a lock on the gate, all of that. Let's get better. Let's take another step forward, right? So I had that bike for 2, maybe more like 3-4 years, something like that. And then with this outside storage, it inspired, my wife ended up getting a bike. By this time, my daughter was riding, so all the bikes are in the storage. Guess what happens again?
You broke into the storage unit and got the bikes, plural?
Yes.
All 3.
Oh no. I was okay because they only took mine and my wife's.
Oh.
They left my daughter's bike for whatever reason. So I could live with that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now we get to the bike that I have now. I was like, all right, what are we going to do? How are we going to change this? We moved some things around inside. So we're not storing bikes outside again because we have a lock, we have this, but still, yeah, it can happen. So store the bikes inside. I bought a brand new bike. Okay. Now,
don't tell me your
Oh,
house
no, no, no.
into. I'm like
No.
sitting on the edge of my chair saying, "This poor
No,
man."
no. There's
No
no more
luck. Okay.
no more bad parts to the
No one
story.
broke into
No more
your
bad
house.
parts.
Okay. Wow. I'm like, you must have really good bikes. Everybody. Okay. Go
Oh
ahead.
no, not at all. Because
Uh,
that'd be a different story. I may
okay.
not be here talking to you if someone broke into my house.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
So yeah, get the new bike and we keep them in the house. And this is the bike that I have now. Then it turned into getting the right gear, right? Better lights, riding throughout the year. So I've added warm gear, winter riding gear, a lot of different moving parts. That story, I wanted to share that because it has taken time, right? We're talking a period of 9 years here. And also it wasn't like all or nothing. I would have been much more devastated if I'd bought the new bike 9 years ago and that got stolen. I would have been like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to do that again. Right. That's a mindset where you dwell in the negative, right? It was important to look at, well, hold on. Okay, we're not saying that the theft of the bike was great, but how can we change that? What part did I play in making that easy? Absolutely.
Okay.
And so each time I upgraded, right? So the next time, got the outside storage, still didn't really lock the bikes in the storage, but okay, lock the gate, all kind of stuff. Still learned a lesson from that. Like, okay, we can't keep anything valuable out there.
Yeah.
So now we all three have bikes again. We keep them in the house. And if it's a small inconvenience to take my bike in and out, that's okay. Because guess what? I've had it for 5 years now. You know? So I want people to really understand. Like, and I know people are like, okay, Leo, you're talking about riding a bike. Apply that to anything though, right? Don't try to start at the
the top, the best, the top.
No,
You can't
do that.
Gotta work on it. Baby steps.
Just start with the step that you can do. What is it that you can do? Explore that. And whatever it is you can do, then you continue to build and level from there. Level up, I should say.
Okay.
That's the importance of that story. And literally, I was thinking about that because, like now I commute and I've my commute started at about 4 miles because that's the straightest route. I now have added, a few turns and a few hills purposely. And it's like, I'm crazy. I must be.
Yeah.
But I added those just to get more mileage because it's exercise, And I started thinking about different routes. Okay, if I go 2 more blocks this way, if I make another right here, if I go this way, I actually add a little bit more mileage, get a little bit more exercise. There's a hill that I added on purpose, but that's the mindset, I never would have thought that I'd be doing that 9 years ago.
Wow.
That was not where I thought about ending up. It was about how do I get more exercise in my daily routine?
Yeah.
And I have to go to work. That was the thought.
Okay.
That was it.
Well, thank you.
So just wanted to share that.
It's true. But it does take that time to build that wiseness, that perspective to realize what, even though back then you wanted that new bike, so glad you didn't get it. Right? Yeah.
Because it would have completely changed the experience. It would have completely derailed my mindset from everything I do now.
True. Very interesting. That's a good story. Sorry about the bikes, but I think you're okay now with this one for 5 years, right?
Well, and I would say again, you know what? If something like that gets stolen, it's frustrating, but it's also material. It's also something that can be replaced.
Okay, ready? Get this one. 2 years ago, I live in New York. Boyfriend was living in New Jersey. Went to his house for the weekend. I travel with a little carry-on suitcase all the time for work. So it's got my best pair of jeans, best pair of shoes. For working in television, I have all my jewelry in
You
there.
gotta have everything in there
Just in case I
ready.
get called, everything, hair dryer, curling iron, you name it. There's everything, socks, undergarments, like a lot of costume jewelry and some real jewelry.
Yeah, yeah.
He has a pickup truck. We leave his house to go to my cousin's to get my hair done. Next thing you know, we arrive at my cousin's house. He's trying to do the reverse camera, put the car in reverse, and he sees like the ground. He's like, what? The bed of the truck, he never closed.
Oh.
Not only my suitcase went bye-bye, his went bye-bye. He went back to go find it, couldn't find it. 3 days later, he showed up. Someone put it on his porch. Mine never showed up. I lost jewelry, like from my mom who's passed away. I've lost thousands of dollars worth of items, but more so sentimental value than the stuff that cost money. But I was devastated. I was crying, thinking it's the end of the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Clearly, I never got it back, got nothing back, but learned the lesson of keep everything next to me in the car, hold it tight. But really like,
learning that importance.
I have pictures, like the earrings that my mom bought me from Mexico, and I have pictures, so it's, but it's hard to lose, and especially stuff
that's sentimental too.
Yeah,
that is hard because you have an emotion and you have a feeling attached to that, but I'm glad you were able to find pictures of those things.
Exactly. So I'm thankful, but I could understand that concept of but you learn a lesson.
It's
next
perspective.
Time, who would ever think I have to double check someone to shut their trunk? Well, guess what? Now I'm
you're going to check 3-4 times, absolutely. And it's better to have done that, right? Than to assume, oh yeah, it's closed. It's the moment you let your guard down is the moment that it's going to happen.
I sometimes don't lock my car doors, and people say, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I have nothing valuable in there. I'm like, I have a few jackets or sweaters, but what happens if it gets broken into? And then, oh my gosh, I lost my sweater. So
it's
and those now you're making me, oh my gosh, I gotta lock my doors. Okay.
Well, for safety, yes, please lock your door, Jill.
Yes,
for safety.
Thank you. Great perspective, though, Lee. All right, good.
Yeah. Well, and even like talking about the trophies, like thank you for bringing that up, where we were talking about clearing the clutter and really like that. I never thought to take pictures until someone mentioned it. I was like, oh, actually, it was my personal trainer who said, well, if you don't have space, she's like, what about cloud storage? I was like, oh yeah, brilliant. So that's
they say when you die, you can't bring nothing with you.
And that's right. You can't take it with you. No. So again, there's nothing wrong. I want people to understand there's nothing wrong with having sentimental value. There's nothing wrong with having emotions attached, and it makes you remember the experience, the good feeling, right? But remember that that's a material thing. The memory doesn't go. The experience doesn't go away, So yes, work through the frustration of whatever gets lost, stolen, broken, let it go, and then focus on that good memory. Focus on that experience that you won't forget,
Because that's priceless. It is better than anything tangible, for sure, to have that right here.
And I know we keep talking about mindset. That's how you start building it.
Got it.
That's how you start building the mindset. Before you know it, you do it without making yourself think about it.
Yeah. It just happens naturally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for our lesson, Lee.
Well, I had to lose 2 bikes in order to share that. So no big deal. No big deal.
And lost a few pounds to fit into your jeans.
Absolutely.
Good.
Trying to do more.
No, of course, we all do. So we still have 5 minutes left. I just want to make sure we're getting to everything. That's it. Is that crazy? It happens so quickly.
Yeah.
Sorry to.
No. Well, I do want to share this real quick. We've also mentioned communication, right? And we can touch on this obviously more next week, next show. But I want everybody to kind of think about this. Everybody wants to fix communication. Everybody wants to talk, be able to what's more important, being understood or being right?
Or being heard. That's what they say, right?
Or being heard. But I ask people, what's more important? Do you want to be understood or do you want to be right? And some people will say, well, I want to be right. Okay, well, if you want to be right, then that becomes about you.
Yeah.
But if you want to be understood, it's about the other person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what's most important about communication is honesty, but with yourself. If you can't look yourself in the mirror and say, Lee, did I really do my best at X? Did I really try? Did I really listen to that person? Did I really understand what they were saying? Right. And with an open mind, with curiosity, not with another biased opinion of, well, they're going to say this. And when they say this, I'm going to say this. Right.
Yeah.
No. Be open, but be honest with yourself about what you're feeling, how you're feeling in that moment. Because if you can't be honest with yourself, trying to fix communication and fix someone else doesn't work.
Not gonna work. Got it.
Not at all.
Giving me a lot to think about, and I hope our listeners too. Really. Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the number one thing. And folks, I want you to know that these are things that I work on. I'm not sitting here talking at you.
Preaching.
No, I'm
Definitely
talking
not.
with you. I'm talking with you. These are things I try to incorporate in my life. Yeah.
Empowering people
I do
towards
my
a healthier
best.
lifestyle.
That's right.
Helping them break through fears. I'm reading it, but I know it.
I love it.
Self-sabotage. Yes. No, but you coach them about awareness and all, which we've talked about. The website's LiveAllGood.com. And my goodness. So everything from nutrition you help with, mindset.
Yes.
What other aspects can you help our listeners with that may be new to the show today? We only have 3 minutes left. What would you say?
I think, other aspects, I think, well, you kind of mentioned it, like fear, right?
Yeah.
I'll touch on this in a couple weeks or even next week. I really want to mention how the sport of triathlon helped me break through fear.
Were you always scared of running?
No, it was swimming.
Triathlon. That's right. That's the third. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
How'd you overcome that?
Remember when I said sometimes you just have to do it afraid?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do it afraid.
Got it. Wow.
So I will definitely share another story about that.
Okay.
And absolutely. But yeah, it's like, folks, get out of your own way. That's it.
Right.
Whatever you're sitting with, think about, is enough? And when enough is enough, you know where to find me to help you go through that.
I don't tell us where.
Well, you can find me at LiveAllGood.com.
Thank you.
You can find me on social media, LiveAllGood Coaching, Instagram, Facebook, Lee Grigsby, Facebook. You can also reach me by email, liveallgood, the number 44 @gmail.com. Or you can call me or leave a text at 202-455-6104.
Lee really helped me pause and take a look at my accomplishments. I so easily overlooked them and was distressed that I was not doing enough or on the right path. Lee was there to always point out an accomplishment or to tilt my perception to notice a win. I felt seen with Lee and felt like he was on my side more than I was on my side. He was an unexpected breath of fresh air so many times for me. That's from Dean Munez. And of course, there's a whole bunch more testimonies on the website. So testimonials, I should say, read them, check them out, and live all good in the meantime.
Absolutely.
Thank
Living
you
all
so
good.
much.
That's the way to go.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thanks for the conversation.
Thanks, Jill. Love being here. We'll see you next week.
You got it. Same here.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.